Holy shit, boys. It is, you already know who it is. Fuck all that bullshit. Alright. This is something that I said was coming down the pipeline, and I put this bitch out for a minute. I put a lot of shit out for a minute, let's be honest. But anyway, this is your boy. You know his name. I'm coming with you a Baldur's Gate 3 review. And it's going to be my title conventions is going to change a little bit going into 2024. Going to move away from discussions and more into just straight up reviews, because let's be honest, no matter how I want to fucking call it, it's still a fucking review at the end of the day, because you're getting a score, you're getting my opinions, you're getting my thoughts, you're getting all that fucking cool shit. Alright. But I want to lead off 2024 fresh with Baldur's Gate 3, because I'm coming at you after a honor mode defeat. I guess I defeated the fucking game on honor mode, and over 300 hours with the game, but that's split between PC and both systems. I got 251 hours in just Steam alone. I think I completed honor mode like right at the 60-hour mark, something like that on Xbox. Never completed on PS5 because I just come back to PC every time, but I probably got collectively around 30-40 hours between various characters on PS5, because I did a lot of experimenting with characters on PS5, trying to hammer down what I wanted to play, when I wanted to play it, how I wanted to play it. So that's what we used the PS5 system for. We got it knocked out, and we have come all the way full circle back to PC, where I believe the game plays the best, it looks the best. It's my preferred way to play the game, especially now that I got the honor mode done on Xbox for that achievement. Also got it on Steam. I haven't got it on PS5 as of yet. I may get that trophy, I may not. We'll see. With all that said, I just want to give you my thoughts on Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm going to just go through the fucking some stuff. We're going to start a new game, because that's how we're going to go through my thoughts about what I liked, what I didn't like. There's very few things I didn't like. It's small things that I think could be added with patches and how you say, upgrades. So that's where we're at with that. So let's go ahead and pop us a new game. It doesn't matter what we're going to do. Let's just do a good old balance run. We'll do a balance run. I'm still doing my achievement hunt on Xbox. I still want to 100% in this game on Xbox, and which I will. And I think I'll do it on Steam as well, because I'm going to be playing most of my future playthroughs on Steam. We're going to skip all this because this isn't a Let's Play. We are going to do a Let's Play of this game. That's how much I love it. We don't want to reset tutorials, blah, blah, blah. So let's just jump into what I liked about this game. I wanted to get started off on our characters here. And I think that's another reason why I wanted to do it this way, so you can see it's the characters. You probably know the characters by now. But this is the first one we're going to talk about, because he's the first one on the list. And that's Aion. As you know, at this point, his voice actor won the voice actor award, which was great. I think Aion did a great job. He's not my favorite character in this game. He's a little too thirsty, which we're going to get into in this review, because this boy is thirsty. He wants that blood, and he thinks he wants that dick. I'm not lying, this dude. I'm just trying to be your bro, and you're like, yo, bro, let me get that blood. Okay, bro, I'll help you out. I give you a little blood. All right, so I gave Aion a little blood. This motherfucker took a mile from that inch and wanted to pee, and we wasn't giving it to him. There will be some spoilers in this regarding some of the characters. I actually, believe it or not, have not done all the companion stuff. I have a lot to do still with over 300 hours, which is what blows my mind. But I did complete a story on one of his paths anyway. And that path was, this is going to be a spoiler. You can mute the video here if you don't want to know what this is. I'll give you a second. I'll give you about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there you go. Spoilers coming. Alright, so my boy Aion here. This motherfucker become like a vampire god in my playthrough. That's how I played him. We killed Cazador. We took him out. We tricked some of his cohorts, as you can say. And I think it was gonna save them, but we ended up sacrificing them motherfuckers, because that's how you kind of had to become a fucking vampire lord, dude. You gotta sacrifice motherfuckers. That's how it goes. So we kind of played trick on Raphael, got the information we needed. We fucked Raphael's ass up, killed his ass in House of Hope. R.I.P. But yeah, he ended up becoming a vampire lord in the end of my run, which honestly kind of scares me, because if you listen to the dialogue, you listen to how he speaks and how he acts after becoming this vampire lord, I feel like Larian let me say this. Larian could do something really cool. I don't know if they will in DLC, because how they end the prologue. But even there, I kind of get some iffy feelings. It feels like we made a new big bad, like a big bad evil dude. How that could go, I don't know. Could he be another Lord Strahd? Could he be a Mr. Strahd? That would be cool. Or could we get some Barovia DLC and take Asterion to Barovia and we fight Lord Strahd? But either way, he really comes off as like a Lord Strahd figure. Like, he's really evil. It sounds evil. Like, when you listen and read between the lines of a lot of his dialogue and shit, most of you ain't gotta read between the lines. The motherfucker is straight up evil. Like, shit he's got plans for. But all in all, I did like my boy Asterion. He wasn't my favorite. He stayed in my party. I made him a monk thief was how we ran him on honor mode. He did pretty good. He came in clutch most of the time. When I needed something dead, he was there to kill it. He was aware of the element monk, so he was using a lot of Avatar-esque skills, which I really liked, and shooting off the Phoenix fires and shit. He was really clutch on my honor mode playthrough, not gonna lie. I used him. I used the shit out of him. I will tell you all the 4 characters I use. One of them is not in this little setup here, but I will go over who she was. But that's Asterion in a nutshell. I completed him. My plan now, it's hard for me to do it because every time I get to that scene, I cannot not make him the Ascended Vampire, but I'm going to do a non-Ascended Vampire. I want to see it. That's maybe on my next playthrough, and I can talk more about that. My cousin said he did a non-Ascended playthrough, and it's kind of funny at the very end when you're standing on the docks and the sun rises. I would like to see that. So, we got Asterion done. Let's go into our fucking hates everybody badass gift. A lot of people have mixed feelings on Lizelle. Me personally, I loved Lizelle. Early on in my honor mode playthrough, she was a staple up until Act 2. Well, end of Act 2, mid Act 2 in that area. She was a staple in my party. She was a fighter paladin. She was constantly on that front line, constantly taking them hits. She was using goading attack. She was my chick. She kept us alive. And I loved her to death. I didn't complete her story per se because it's another one I hadn't really jumped too heavily into, so I can't speak on like certain paths, but I can speak on to. This is another spoiler. I give you a minute to mute your video if you do not want to hear what I'm about to say. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so. In the story, you find out that I think his name's Orpheus is actually alive. He's in the prism, and inside the prism, he's basically the one that Vlaka betrayed, and she knew his that little bastard was up in that prison, right? And inside that, and it kind of fucking shook her whole world. But anyway. The method in which I went, we betrayed the Emperor. We get into him later on in the story. I got some thoughts on how I wish they would improve that aspect of the story that I don't think they can do now, but it's okay. Anyway, so we betrayed the Emperor, freed Orpheus, and he become Mind Flayer, obviously, to help us control the Netherblade, because I wasn't going to do that shit. Still haven't done that shit. Plan on doing that shit one day, because I got to get the achievement. But anyway, so basically, her whole world got turned upside down, man. This god that goddess, excuse me, 2024, don't cancel me, fuck y'all. Anyway, this goddess that she looked up to turned out to be a complete lie. She was just a regular old Joe, just sacrificing these Githyanki in this ascension process. And the end of the story that I've gotten with her has been basically she is going to be rebel leader. Think of her like a young Luke Skywalker. She's going around uniting this rebel alliance, and she's basically trying to overthrow. She's trying to overthrow Vlaakith because she's seen through that bullshit lies that Vlaakith has been just like throwing on her people this entire time. It wasn't Orpheus because, in my playthrough anyway, Orpheus actually wanted an honorable death, so I gave him that good old go to Shishima Jin Shakai, killing his fucking uncle's death. So I just put that blade in his chest, and we called it a night. He was happy, I was happy. Good guy, get out of here, right? He's done. And that's really where I'm at with her. Currently, I'm going explore more in depth with her story and whatnot, because there's multiple paths some of these stories can take. And I haven't actually beat this game more than maybe once or twice, because I just spend so much time fucking making new characters. I just keep making new characters, man. It's the perpetual state of hell. No, I'm just playing, but it's a good game. But I did want to this full disclosure, I still have aspects of the stories and character stories I'm exploring. And this next guy is a prime example, because on my honor mode playthrough, which I got it beat on, my character killed him. We ate his arm. He didn't make it out of the portal, which we'll get more into that little aspect, because by God, that was funny. That was funny to me. I didn't mean to do it. I was just trying to catch my Xbox playthrough up, because I didn't import it into the import my original save from the PC to Xbox initially, because I didn't think about it. Let's be honest, I was excited to find it was out on Xbox, and that's where I primarily like to play my consoles. But anyway, I was skipping, and I said, shit, I ate that arm, man. So unfortunately, on my honor mode playthrough, he wasn't alive. But I can tell you that how far I have gotten with Gale hasn't been very far. This boy wants my dick too. We were just trying to weave some magic. All of a sudden, he wanted to be up on my shit, and I was like, bro, we're just trying to weave magic together, right? We're just trying to be in this party together. Come on, man, show me this magic. And he wanted to say he can feel it in the air tonight. He wanted some magic, all right, some magic to go down, and it was not going down. And so that happened, and I said, no, bro, we done. You too thirsty too. Like, what the fuck? But honestly, I do like Gale. Normally on most of my playthroughs, Gale's with me. Unfortunately, on my honor mode playthrough, Buddy was not with me. Buddy was dead. I think his voice actor does a great job. All their voice actors does a wonderful job. In my opinion, all of them should have been up for a voice actor award, because they all just fucking kill it, in my opinion. But as far as I got to Gale, we have gotten to in Act 2, Chapter 2, however you want to say, Act 2, Chapter 2, whatever you want to say. There's a scene that near the end point where you can blow this motherfucker up, and of course your boy did it, because why the fuck not? Let's try what happens, and we just end the game over. That was it. But we could technically say we saved the fucking kingdom, because we just ended everybody's life. It was over. So all three of your big bags gone. The big bad brain gone. Done. Just over with. Gale, me, blow that bitch up. And it was good night. Sweet dreams, Caroline. Because that's what happened. But anyway, that's Gale. He's a badass wizard. I haven't gotten to really experiment too much with Gale as much as I want to. And I got a playthrough running now that I'm using Gale heavily. And I plan on doing his story. I'm sure if it's like the ones I've completed, it's going to be really good. So, Gale's in the pipeline. We're going to tackle Gale. And that's bringing me to my other honor mode character that was running with me. My cleric, my love, the one I romanced, the girl that was down with me. All that good shit. Shadowheart. We did Shadowheart, the good method. And most of the things I'm talking about are things I've done on honor mode playthrough, because it was the one I got the most enjoyment out of, and the most, I won't say the most thorough, because there was a lot of shit I skipped because I was just trying to get that achievement, especially in Act 3. And there's still stuff I'm finding in Act 3 now that I did not do. Shadowheart, though, I'd done her story from start to finish, all the way through. I gave her the memory mushroom. That's really cool if you haven't done that in Act 1. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but it does bring back some of her memory. I did find that lotus flower she likes, so I gave it to her. We found lots of nice things for Shadowheart, and I did, I guess, the quote-unquote good ending for Shadowheart. I didn't let her really drive the spear into her destiny, so to speak. And she honestly has a really complex kind of story to me, in my opinion. You might not think so, but that's just how I feel. Because you think she is just this badass worshiper of Shar through the whole almost the whole fucking game. As you get to know her, you start seeing some pieces of the puzzle not quite adding up, and you understand kind of why. Like, she's been tricked by a god. She's been tricked into hating a god or goddess that she originally worshipped, and she was basically got fucking mind controlled, like not mind controlled, but influenced. She was groomed. She was fucking groomed. That's the word. That's what she was. She was groomed to the darkness. That's what happened. That's what happened to Shadowheart. She was fucking groomers. Got them again. But anyway, it's kind of cool. I really enjoyed her story arc all the way to the end, and I love the end in the epilogue with my character and her. We actually stayed together, and yeah, it was real nice. I can load in that save and we can take a look at it. We won't really click on it, but click on everybody because there's some spoilers in there if y'all want to see it. We'll see how we feel about the end. Either way, Shadowheart was a solid character as well. And this character right here, I'm sorry to say, I haven't explored in depth in the honor mode playthrough. We killed his dad. He was not happy, but I did not mean to because I was at Gortash's fucking... I'm probably getting some spoilers. Forgot to tell you guys. My fault. You can turn that mic off if you want to, but we're already in this shit now. We was at Gortash's inauguration, and he was like, yo, serve me. Like, we're going to help you get that next netherite crystal. I was like, you know what, Gortash, fuck you. And in doing that one little action, Gortash was not happy. He was not a happy camper. So that whole inauguration, we had to fucking body everybody. That was one of the hardest fights that almost ended my honor road run right there and there. I about pissed my pants. There was two major moments in the game that almost ended my honor playthrough, and one of them was right at the fucking end of the game, like dead ass end. We're going to talk about that when we get to it. But unfortunately, we did not get into Will like I want to. I'm working on getting into Will. What I have played of Will, I think he's an underrated character, in my opinion. I enjoy the Warlock playstyle. I kind of like his story. It's not the strongest of them all. From what I've seen, we did actually break his pact with Mizoria. We did that side of it, and he did get a good ending in my playthrough on honor mode because I was doing his a little bit, but not as heavily as some of the other ones. And that's going to bring me into the woman that he was hunting. And unfortunately, Carla is one that I have not dedicated much time to until recently on this new playthrough. Guys, let me tell you this. On the honor mode playthrough, this bitch blew up on a dock. I did not even fucking do any one of her quests. I have yet to really do any of her quests. It's not that I don't like Carla, I just haven't devoted any time to exploring Carla as a character. So unfortunately, I do not have much to comment on Carla that can be accurate to the video. What I have seen of Carla was her explode in ash for not doing her quest. I can tell you that. That was dramatic and it was kind of funny, but we're not going to get hung up on Carla because we're still exploring Carla. I like her voice actor. I like her character. It's just, she's been on the list of ones I really want to explore. So, and then we have my character, the guy I made. I was a half-elf fighter, spearman. And I think I was an Eldritch Knight. I have to look. I was a tank basically that took very little damage. That's how I built my honor mode. My honor mode character, he was very tanky, Hell Dusk armor, all the pretty stuff. He gets, you fucking hit him, you're gonna take damage, and then if you do manage to hit him, he didn't take much damage, and you ended up taking more damage. If that makes sense, it was a build I followed. It was very strong. It was kind of broken, but I didn't have to worry about much until, like I said, until for like two fucking real big instances that come across. The Dark Urge was a very fantastic way to play the game. I highly recommend it if you haven't done it. I did the Fight the Urge playthrough basically for the most. I got redeemed in the end. It's a beautiful story from start to finish. It feels very integrated into the overall story of Baldur's Gate, and I really think it's one of the best ways to play the game. I mean, it is absolutely, because I play in a regular Tav. It's fine, but it's not as impactful to me as it was when I was playing that Dark Urge, especially when I finally completed the whole game as the Dark Urge and you see the story scope. It's really fucking cool. It's such an integral part of the story. I, for one, recommend the Dark Urge. And there you have it. That's the main companions anyway covered. Like I said, my honor mode playthrough, I was a spearman fighter, basically a god tank. I had my moon. I don't know what the hell just happened there, boy. I had my monk. Thief. You out here kicking it, clutching it for me. I had my Shadowheart. She was my healer. She was fucking everything. She was kicking ass. And then we had Minthara, which you didn't see, and you don't get to see her. Minthara was my paladin slash sorcerer or slash warlock build. She also was heavily into tank, and she very rarely got hit either. And I fucking just made honor mode my bitch. Not really, let's be honest, it was hard. But I recommend giving it a go if you really, really want to play it. Give it a shot. And that's going to conclude the companion sections. And I think what we'll do from this point, let's go back to the main menu. We'll head over to the main menu and we'll just load into a save. I don't know which, we're just going to randomly choose one to talk about. But anyway, so let's get into what I liked about this game. I really, really liked how they captured D&D in essence. As a fucking interactive medium, how we can actually play it. I play D&D from time to time, Tabletop 5e. I got a bunch of friends that get together. We play from time to time, every other weekend or so. We're getting together tomorrow to play, and I enjoy D&D. I enjoy D&D a lot, and we'll jump into him. There shouldn't be too many spoilers right here. It's just going to be me running around the camp at the end of the game. I won't talk to nobody. I won't really interact with nobody. It's just flavor for the video. So I can we can go through some stuff that I like, that I didn't like now. So I'm sorry, I just kind of went. Actually, you know what? I fucked up. It's not. This is a Tank-N-Spank video. It's not gonna be perfect because there was some stuff on the character creator I wanted to talk about, but I don't know why I exited out of the character creator. Anyway, but I do like how it does capture that D&D 5e in a sense. How the game plays. If you're not familiar with D&D, it's a turn-based tabletop game. It's all done with dice and different stat values, number values to decide if you hit, if you succeed, if you... Pretty much everything is decided by that fucking that dice roll. And I just wanted to say I just really, really fucking love how they captured that heart of D&D. For the most part, they did change some stuff. There is some stuff that I wish they would add to it. I won't get into too much detail what I would like for them to add, but primarily one of the big things I wish they would add was like the hold action. In D&D, you could actually hold your action. If like, just say you're just like right out of range of you're using a sword and board, and that's all you have as a fighter, and you're not really, don't have a bow, and you just got that your sword and shield, and you're just like right out of range, out of that movement range of that fucking, just say, a bugbear you're fighting, and that bugbear is gonna move past you or might come and attack you. However the DM wants to play it. Well, you can tell your DM, I want to hold action, and then you just hold your action essentially, and you can move to the next person's turn, and just say it rolls around to that bugbear's turn. That bugbear runs into your range. You can free your action and attack that bugbear, or at least that's how we play. I'm pretty sure that's in there. I'm pretty sure hold action is in the official rule set. I'd have to break out my player's handbook to find out for sure, but I'm pretty sure it is in there. But I do wish they had to hold action. That would be nice to see it to come around. I feel like that's a pretty easy thing to integrate. Another thing I do like, this is basically what you would probably refer to as a point buy system. If you're playing tabletop, that's how you can kind of determine your stats. We don't really use a point buy very often. Normally we roll for our stats, which is fun for tabletop. I guess you could argue that it would be kind of aggravating in this, I guess, but if I'm not mistaken, Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 did a roll feature where you rolled the dice and that's determined your stats. And then I remember my dad would always just you would just keep rolling, because if you rolled, you could roll a perfect line of stats, and he would sit there and roll on Baldur's Gate 2 over and over and over and over again until he got those perfect stats. And at a point, if I remember correctly, it actually stopped you from rolling, and he would have to remake a new character and all. It was a lot that he went into. I do like the roll. I wish they would add the roll feature to add a little bit more randomness to the game. For those who want it, of course, I understand that even with that, you could just exit out, reload, roll until you got stats you want. But then there's people that would be like myself and others that would just, like that randomness to just boom, roll, and that's my stats. Fuck it, I got a scuffed character, let's roll. I mean, it would suck for people who are trying to like really min-max something, but you can still go have the point buy option as a backup in the game. It would just be a nice little thing to just add some randomness to your characters. It's kind of funny when you roll a scuffed character at the tabletop, and then this is it. Let's roll, baby. This is how we're doing it. I just want to go over some of the we can go over some of the races. Most people who play fantasy games, they pretty much know what you're getting into here with the elf anyway. Everybody knows what an elf is. By this point, Tolkien pretty much established the elven race. Here's a cool race to me, the tieflings. I played a chaotic tiefling at a tabletop one time. My friends did not like him because he was an asshole, but that's how I played him. And I knew I was ruining the table, but hey, it was fun to me. I didn't care. I was a bad player. So sue me. I only done that one time, to be fair. I only did it because I was just really fucking with my buddy. He was the DM, and I really just wanted to fuck with his game, so I made a chaos. He was a completely asshole, and he just rolled with it. Props to him for doing that. These guys are basically think Niphilims. They're blessed with ancestry from angels to humans. These guys have that infernal bloodline. They have like this devilish bloodline. You can see they descend from devils of the nine hells. Tieflings face constant suspicion and Faerun. Thankfully, their arcane abilities make them natural survivors. And the story does revolve around, or early on, this tiefling plight with these druids. And you've got to kind of solve that. And then you got the drow, basically dark elves. Think dark elves, that's how I fucking liken it to. They basically live in what's called the Underdark, which is, you do see that actually in Act 1. It's a really creepy place. You can see it driven to the Underdark. Most drows have adopted a ruthless pragmatism. While a low swarm, that's a god, she's like a spider goddess. Delight in the goddess evil's tenets, the Daring. I think that's that sweet goddess. This is opposite of Shar. Reject her attempt to overthrow the leader of the Elven pantheon. Of course, you got the humans, the basic boys. I love the humans. I want to get into something about the humans specifically, and we'll move back to that. The Githyanki, I did not know much about Githyanki coming even from D&D because I haven't explored all the races in D&D tabletop. There's so fucking many. And the Githyanki are really fucking cool when I found out they're dragon riders, basically. That's badass. They play a pivotal role in the story. Of course, you got the good old dwarves, half-elves, halflings, gnomes, dragonborn, half-orcs. Just real quickly, over the classes, the races, I mean. I enjoyed the races a lot. Races, there's 2 specific races I kind of hope that they implement. There's probably a lot more that you guys want to see, but I'm just going to briefly just talk about 2 I want to see. The 2 I want to see is my very first class I ever created on tabletop was the Asimar, however you say it. Don't kill me. I really want the Asimar race to be implemented officially to the game, not through mods. I know we got a model for them within the game. You do meet one. The Night Song is an Asimar, basically. At least that's to my understanding. You can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but to my understanding, that's what she is. I really would like them to implement that class. Race into the game, and I really fucking want a goblin race. I want them to implement a goblin race where we can play a goblin character, and we can kind of either push against the absolute, or we can really be fully invested like you normally can in the Act 1 and Act 2. And I think it'd be really cool as a goblin to do that. You could do a lot of interesting things. That's just a little goblin running around. Those are like my 2 primary races right now that I want them to implement. Also, the variant human. I would like the variant human to be implemented. Like, I think that would be a sub race. Like, you can see, like, if you go over to say we choose one of these, they have a sub race. Well, it would be cool if we go to the human and we go sub race and have the sub race and have a variant human. Think of variant human as like a Witcher. That's the best way to kind of sum it up in ways that maybe you can understand. They got enhanced abilities. They're like Captain America, they fucking The Witcher, whatever. You just think of superhuman with extra kind of add-ons to them, different feats. That's what I normally play in tabletop. If I play human, I'll be a variant human. So that's pretty much it for the races. I don't have any issues with the races. Just a couple I wish they would add in the future. And we'll move on to the classes. And this is why I said I don't know why I really exited out of the character creator, because this is how we can go over certain things. The fighter, obviously this is your basic guy. This is your boy. He can do some damage. He can tank. He can pretty much do a lot of different things. I like the fighter. It was my main class that I beat honor mode with. I have nothing against fighter. I play fighter a fair bit at the tabletop. I'm sorry. You got the monk. I'm not very familiar with the monk. Never played a monk. Never wanted to play a monk outside of Asterion. That's kind of the only experience I have with the monk, doing the Wed the Element monk for him, which to my understanding ain't even the most damage you can get out of a monk class if you play in this game. And to my understanding, like I said, I've never played a monk at the tabletop, so I can't really speak on all the changes that they have made to the monk to make it more viable within the game. I've heard that it's been really good changes, so much that people love to play the monk. I, for one, have not played the monk. I plan on making a monk playthrough, and I really want to explore this character. I like being able to just beat shit with my hands and not my meat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing all that shit. But anyway, that's a class that I want to get into and actually try. And then my tried and true paladin. I always love paladin. Paladin is normally my main fucking class I normally play. I forced myself not to play the paladin on my honor mode because I wanted to try something a little different when I was doing honor mode playthrough. Paladin is very, very valuable on honor mode, in my opinion. They're great tanks, great damage dealers. If you want to do even more damage, I think if you get them to like level 7, and if you have your Oath broken, you get an aura of, I think it's Hatred, which makes you do even more damage. You can really do a lot of fucking work with a Paladin. You cannot go wrong with Paladin. Ranger, another class that they did a lot of changes to make more valuable within the actual Baldur's Gate 3 game. In my opinion, I have played Ranger in this title. I enjoy playing Ranger in this game more than I did playing it in tabletop settings. I think they did a really great job at all the little changes they made. I have no complaints with what they did with the Ranger. It's also a very fun class to play. I did not try it in Honor mode. I'm sure you can make it valuable in Honor mode, as with all these classes. I just did not give it a go. If you do like Ranger, if you like that kind of bow gameplay, of course they can do more stuff, but I always play my Rangers with a bow and pet because that's how I play my Rangers. It's fucking iconic in my mind, and this is the class for you. Rogue, another good one for Honor mode that I used, but I did the Thief. That was my guy because I like the extra bonus attacks it gives you, so you can attack a lot more, especially with a monk just using bare fist. It gave him a lot of extra attack. Rogues are basically your assassins, your stealth thieves, your tricksters. It's a very fun class to play. I recommend playing this class. Sorcerers, not really my thing. I haven't really fucked with sorcerers. I don't have much to say about sorcerers. I'm more of a wizard guy. I enjoy the wizard. I enjoy reading the scrolls, learning the scrolls. Sorcerers, I guess you can see they're the natural spell casters. They draw on your inherent magic from gifts or bloodlines. I don't know. I prefer wizards. That's just me. And then, of course, the tried and true warlock. I love a warlock. Warlocks are my class. I normally do the great old one because I like the not Eldritch. Yeah, I guess it is. No. The Cthulhu-esque feel of them, that kind of feel. That's why I choose the great old ones. For its I guess you can't. Yeah, here it is. Your subclass. You get the Fiend, you get the great old one, and then you get the Archfey. I like this one because I feel like is like real Cthulhu-esque, and I love Cthulhu shit. Let's be honest. And then my favorite spellcaster is the Wizard. This is the one that I play when I play spellcaster. I normally do a Wizard and hybrid it into like a fighter or paladin, something of that nature, to give me like a Magic Knight. There's a couple things I would like to see make it into the game that you can get in mods. There's the Hexblade Warlock. That's a really fun Warlock class to play in D&D. I'm trying to think of that fucking God, it just left me. There's a class in fucking D&D that you can basically become a one of those fucking Radiants from the Stormlight series, where you can summon, basically summoning Shard Blade, and you're summoning Shard Swords. God, I can't think of what it was. Oh, my brother-in-law was gonna kill me because he played one. Anyway, he would know. This is a class that I really wish would come into Baldur's Gate 3, because you can make a Shard Blade Warrior from Stormlight Archives if you're familiar with that book series. I recommend it. Look it up. It's written by Brandon Sanderson. But anyway, I don't want to spend too much more time on the actual character creator, because honestly they knocked it out of the park. Oh wait, I lied. There is one thing I do want to show off that I really wish they would do more with. Let's go to human. When in human, my main issue with human, let's go to appearance real quick. I really want more faces. I think all these faces look kind of scuffed in their own way. They don't look that great for males. I wish there was more variety. Some of them just look like either old. Like, look at this Asian guy's face. Like, hold on, let me show you something. Right now he's black. So if we want to make an Asian, for example, let's just make him. He just looks scuffed. Like, I don't know. Something's off about it. It just looks scuffed. I want more faces. That's all I'm saying. We need more faces. Now the females, No, females, no. Females are hot. I don't normally play female genders whenever I play. When I'm able to create a character, I very rarely, like ever, create a female character, because when I create my characters, I create a power fantasy, I guess you can say, where I normally play a male. I play something more I relate to when I can have the option to. Now, of course, if it's like Horizon, where I can't create a character, of course I will play with a female character. But if given the option, I normally create a male. It's very rarely I would create a female. Minus what I've done on. I started playing World of Warcraft Classic, and I have a night elf female because I wanted to be a ranger, and I think she could be a ranger. And their males look bad, scuffed. Bad. That's another topic. Anyway, overall, I do want some more faces added. It seems like that could be added in an update, because I'm pretty sure they added some tattoos in the update. But anyway, this is enough about Character Creator. I want to talk a little bit about the story. What I liked and what I didn't like. Overall, the story, it feels really good to play through. I think it's a great story overall. In my opinion, Act 1, you set up some good setup. I know that don't make much sense, but you set up a really nice narrative where you're trying to figure out what's going on with these goblins, and the absolute they're led by a fucking, what is he? What kind of, I don't know what he was. That red guy, Radazag, whatever the fuck he was. And then you got Minthar, and you got the little goblin leader, all kind of like leading this fucking horde of goblins that basically you're trying to stop. And you don't exactly know what's going on initially. You're still trying to figure it out. You got a fucking tadpole in your head, and then you got these druids trying to kick these tieflings out, and like, what's going on over here? So you're basically having to solve a lot of issues in Act 1. There's a lot going on. Act 1, I think does a great job of being a strong narrative, a strong gameplay. It's just really strong. Act 1 is really strong. And if I was like reviewing these act by act, Act 1 is probably the highest rated of the entire acts. Act 1 is easily a 9 out of the gate. Now, of course, there are some stuff I did not like about Act 1. Mainly, I wish that. All right, it's small, but it's not anything major, and there may be a way around it. And it's really, there's two things that I think would be cool that don't really hurt like its points, but I wanted the kind of more options. The first one, when you first run up to the goblins, right? Like the goblins are assaulting those people. The Druid's Grove Gate. I think it would be cool if, like, when you're doing your evil playthrough, if you can just automatically just start helping the goblins there. Let that be a way to help the goblins. Like, you basically could make it where you wipe out Arden and crew, and you can kill Will there if you want to. And once Zephyr realizes that, hey, we're losing, he can just lock the gate down, and you and the goblins can maybe not get in, maybe whatever. Or, of course, this Baldur's Gate is going to let you get in if you want to. But just make it where, from that point on, you can talk to the goblins, and then y'all can head off into the goblin camp, and you can set up an actual playthrough where you're actually with the goblins. Another one that's small and I think would be cool. It's not a big deal, but during the Hag, the two brothers, I wish you could save them. Like, I wish there was a way to save them and completely change that little story. Of course, it plays bigger into Act 3, I understand, but it's just something really cool. And the Kaga story, even after doing her quest, I feel like she still kind of gets ousted regardless. Don't feel like it changed much at all for me to do the Kaga's quest, exposing the Shadow Druids and going back to her, and then turning her back to light, to the light side. So to speak. Just small little things, little tweaks. If I had to nitpick anything, all in all, I think Act 1 was a really strong act. And then you get into Act 2, and in my opinion, Act 2 is the weakest of the acts. I didn't really care for Act 2. Not the end of Act 2 and the night song stuff. That stuff was excellent, but everything in between, all that, I did not care for Act 2 as much as Act 1 at all. To me, in my opinion, Act 2 was the weakest of all the acts. Now, this is going to get into some spoilery stuff, but we're going to talk about it. I just felt Act 2 was kind of slow, kind of more of a drag through this dark area. I didn't really like the aesthetics of the area. I didn't care for the plights of the area. I know you can kind of rebuild the act by pushing the shadow out, which I did do. But all in all, I did not really care for it. What I did like about this area, though, I did like the night song stuff, like solving those puzzles, going to meet the night song, seeing who she is, seeing what she's about, and all that jazz. I didn't care for the Raphael demon particular area, like solving that mystery. I ended up just saying fuck it. I killed him because I wasn't running through all this shit. I think it got bugged up because I was trying to follow a guide eventually, but the rats were just completely gone at one point. So I ended up having to kill the man, and which actually worked out in my favor. I will say that. By Act 3, me killing that fucker worked out for me. That worked out big. So it did get bugged up. That's another thing. This game is filled with bugs. I don't think it's talked about enough, but the game is filled with bugs. I played on PC, Xbox, and PS5. This game has a bunch of bugs, and a lot of people give it a pass, I guess, because it's a smaller studio. I don't give it a pass because as long as it was in early access, some of the stuff I encounter that has broken quest lines completely, and it's unacceptable, just like it would be unacceptable in a AAA game. Larian has done a good job about fixing a lot of it, but just know that if we hold one studio accountable for their buggy game, we have to hold every studio accountable for game-breaking bugs or quest-breaking bugs. It's just not acceptable in any game. So, like I said, that demon area with the rats disappearing, that was a quest-breaking bug, and I had to solve it in a way I didn't really want to solve it, even though it did work out for me in the end. It shouldn't have ever happened. I've had a couple other quests break like that, and that was on between 3 systems. Like if it broke on PC, it normally could like load it in, but when I was not loaded in, but when I played through that same area on like Xbox or PlayStation, I could do the quest because I didn't break in that particular playthrough. So it's not like I couldn't see the quest. Eventually, it was just real irksome. But anyway, the night song stuff was really cool. Like I said, I thought it was fucking cool that she was an ASMR. I have yet to do the bad ending for her. I have not killed her. I haven't done like a full absolute playthrough. I'm working on it. I'm doing a real dark urge that I plan on well, I would say I might actually, you know what, I might actually do the playthrough with her on Xbox. I haven't really started filming anything. I might just get out of that prologue area because not much happens there, and then start filming as soon as Act 1 kicks off. So there will be a chunk of it missing. So I don't know. We'll see how I feel about that. Or I might just remake her and start over. So I haven't done a full absolute playthrough yet. I think it would be cool on a fucking playthrough because you can really do some crazy stuff. Something else I'm really, really glad they added because it's just like they are listening. So I think like these cool changes we're adding, like add the ASMR, add Goblin Race, maybe tweak a couple quests here and there. As we see with Minthara, they added a way to save Minthara, which, dude, come on, that's amazing in my mind. And personally, I'm glad they added a way to save Minthara because it's cool having her in the game. But as you can see, I want to show you another bug I encountered If I walk around here, you won't ever see housing. I do not know what happened. I was in Act 3, and Howson was dead at his camp, like just dead, and I couldn't revive him with a scroll, and Withers couldn't re-bring him back. I have no idea what happened to Howson. I don't know if it was a bug. If you know, please comment what happened to Howson because I need to know. I need to fucking know. Ketheric Thorn was an amazing boss battle. I enjoyed Ketheric Thorn. All in all, Act 2 was fucking good. It wasn't as strong as, like, what I mean is Act 2's ending was fucking good. Like, the ending of Act 2 was pristine. It's just I didn't feel like the rest of Act 2 was as strong as Act 2's ending. It would be easy for me to get caught up in just that ending and rate Act 2 better than Act 1, when in actuality, Act 2 to me was weaker just because I didn't really like the area. I didn't care about the fluff in the area. I didn't really care about the side quests in the area. It wasn't as fun to me to play through until that push towards the end of Act 2, which it did get solid. It was, it's about a point weaker. It's about an 8 out of 10 just for that act. But then we get to one of my favorite acts. I get torn between Act 1 being my favorite and Act 3 being my favorite, to be honest, because they're both 9s. Act 3 was so fun to me. I heard people say Act 3 kind of got weaker. In their mind, it felt more rushed, which, fair if that's how you feel. To me, Act 3 has so much to do, so much going on, so many quests. It had one of my favorite quests in the whole fucking game. It was so open-ended how you went about it. It was the murders quest. How do you solve this murder? It's not really telling you what to do. It's just, this is what you need to do. Solve it. And I was like, this is fun. This is engaging to me. I was going around. I was solving this fucking body parts of this clown that was playing into this quest. This fucking elephant. This little elephant fucking detective doing his little thing. I was trying to help him out. And then you had Orin body shifting. Like, you never knew if you was talking to NPC or was it Orin. It was like, for a first time playthrough of Act 3, it's really cool because you don't know what's going on. Now, on subsequent playthrough like the rest of this game, we're not going to talk about it because then you really know what's going on. But that first playthrough of really seeing Act 3 and everything that's going on, it really elevated that above Act 1 in my opinion. In my opinion, Act 3 is a 10. Not that it's perfect, not that it's this masterclass of storytelling. It's just the amount of fun and engagement I had with Act 3 that elevated it above Act 1 to a 10. And by the end, I was just like, this was a fucking good game. And there's a reason why this game is Game of the Year. There's a reason why this game, in my mind, is a 10 out of 10 game. It's just so fun to play. It's so engaging. It brings you back in every single time. And it makes you want to theorycraft different classes, different builds, different ways to approach situations because it feels like it's endless, even though we know it's really not. But it just gives that fucking open-ended feeling that you really don't get from games anymore. And Larian needs to be applauded for just that fact alone. And I just wanted to let you guys know that this review has been going on for probably over an hour. I'm sorry, I get excited when I talk about this game. There's so many features, so many facets about this game that are worth talking about. And I think if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 at this point, play it. I've known people that do not like turn-based games, and they go out and play this game, they're like, wow, I don't normally like these types of games, but this one has drawn me in. Of course, not everybody's like that. Some people, they do not like this type of gameplay, and you won't like this type of gameplay, but I'm just saying you should give it a shot. You're doing yourself a disservice of probably missing out on the best game of 2023. It is up there with some of the greats. It's easily in my top 10 games of all time. I haven't really decided where I want to slot it. It's still not at the top, but it's getting there. Before I end the review, though, I do want to leave you with one dire warning. If you're doing honor mode, and it's a story of the final battle. So this is going to be spoiler heavy for the final battle. And I wanted to tell this story because this is kind of where it all about fell apart from my honor mode, and it would have been really sad because you're at the very end of the game. So at the very end of the game, like I said, I turned on the Emperor. We're on top of the final area. There's a big ass red dragon, which I did not kill. I wanted that to be very, 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 very known. I did not kill the red dragon. I could not kill the red dragon. I couldn't do it. It was fuck that shit. But anyway, maybe by the time this video comes out, I have actually killed the red dragon, but it won't be on honor mode. I can promise you that. So we do what we do. We clear what we can to get to this portal. That's the goal. Get to the portal. We gotta get over to the portal. So I get all my people to the portal. We get through the portal. And when you're in the portal, you see the Nether Brain. Your goal is to beat this Nether Brain. And so I just jump all my people down there, and we start going ham on the Nether Brain. We're doing good damage. I'm happy with the damage. And Shadowheart, I made her hang back because she primarily focused on healing, and then I would move her in if we needed to heal. We had if you get the advanced form of the parasite, you can just use fly anytime you want to. I recommend doing it. It's fucking broken. It's great. So, why is there a bat? Holy shit, why is there a fucking bat? Come here, batty boy. Anyway, so you, oh, that was a Asterion. Motherfucker. You got me. You got me, bitch. You fucking got me, dude. But anyway, so basically, you were fighting the Nether Brain, right? And the Nether Brain summons these white orbs all around you. These netherese orbs. I don't know what they were. These orbs. I'm not thinking about it. Not thinking a bit about it. And we've beaten the fucking brain to an inch of its life. And well, not really to an inch of its life. We were just doing some fucking damage to it. And then it finally gets back around, and these fuckers blow the fuck up. I mean, just boom. So immediately, main character dead, Asterion dead, Minthara dead. The only person still alive is Shadowheart, because everything we was standing on was gone. It blew the platforms away, and I was about furious. I was shitting my pants. But luckily, we was able to use Shadowheart, and Shadowheart was able to get everybody back up. You also had a character there that was helping you fight the Netherese brain. Remember when I said Orpheus? We turned into the Mind Flayer to help control it, to seize it. Well, he's there with you. He's there actually fighting this brain with you. So you have an extra person there, which helped. He didn't go down. So he was able to actually fight the brain still while she was going around picking people up. Minthara was the closest to her, so she was able to get my primary tank back up. And Minthara was a healer slash, or paladin slash, and I think she was the warlock, something like that. Warlock, sorcerer, wizard, I don't remember. She was a caster. And so she was able to get her up, and she got healed about halfway. And basically repeated this process until everybody was up. So the moral of the story is, if you're doing honor mode and you're not a dumbass like I was, get out of the way of those fucking orbs, because they will in your shit. If I had not had Shadowheart, if I had not had her back on that first platform, my whole honor mode would have ended on the last boss of the fucking entire story. So yeah, there's that. That's it. This is it. We're going to wrap this video up. This has been a Baldur's Gate 3 discussion review. It's a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. There's a reason it's the game of the year. It is my game of the year as well. I did not play any other game outside of Starfield more than this game. And we're going to get into Starfield probably in the next maybe next week or so. This review is going to be hitting. I'm trying to get back into getting these videos actually done. Just quit being lazy. I'm off on Fridays now. I don't work Fridays. Well, it's been that way for a while, but I'm actually want to dedicate my Fridays to filming at least one video, maybe two. Because I have a bunch of games that have completed in 2023 that I want to talk about. Like, I beat Liza P. Can you believe it? I want to do a review on Liza P. I got Monster Hunter Rise. I beat it. I'm working on Monster Hunter World now. It's like so many games I'm trying to beat to get reviews up for, even if they're older. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that because it may happen, may not happen. But this has been the Baldur's Gate 3 review. If you have not played this game, it's fantastic. Please go out and buy it. Support Larian. It does have bugs. They're still working on fixing bugs. Xbox apparently has a bug that wipes your save. I have not seen it yet. I did not see it once in my entire Honor Mode playthrough. So just be aware that they're saying there's a bug that wipes. But just make sure you have cross-save set up on your Larian account and you'll be safe if you have a PC. Well, I think that's how it works. The Larian put out cross-save. If you have to keep cross-save or cloud save put up, you can recover your game. Me, I got cross-save. So it's always on my PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. So I didn't ever have any issues. Hopefully you won't have any issues. There's also seems to be an issue where Xbox is banning people for uploading lewd content, and you can't really help it if you're uploading content from Baldur's Gate. Sometimes it just happens. This is a very lewdish game. There's nudity. There's all kind of crazy stuff that happens. But I think it only happens if you upload it to that Xbox, you know, if you're on your home screen and you go to the game and it has like videos and pictures people have uploaded. I think it only happens there if you have that set to upload. So don't do that because you never know when a tit's going to pop out in this game or you're going to see a penis. Other than that, this has been a Tank-N-Spank review. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for coming along with me on this journey. This video will be probably uploaded tonight or tomorrow. And I will catch you on the next review. Tank-N-Spank out.